Crash Bandicoot game in honor of the, what's it called, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy or whatever. I say in honor of, I'm pretty late on it, it's really just a coincidence. While I wait for people to show up, I'm gonna show off a special mode on this particular cartridge. If you hold down the L and R buttons and while your system is starting up, it boots into a separate mode, Crash Party, or I've seen it described as Crash Party USA. It's a bit bare bones, probably done quickly, just for a bit of fun, but yeah, it's a kind of rhythm minigame. Limited graphics and music effort put into this mode. See the egg dudes, it's just sliding along in the background. I forget the names of all these characters. It's been a long time since I actually played a Crash Bandicoot game. And even then, the ones I'm most familiar with are the first one on the PlayStation and the first one on the Game Boy Advance, actually, which is one we owned. And yeah, naturally that one's kind of a little bit back to basics release. It's not a port of the first game or anything, but I don't think it has the expanded cast of characters that some of these games have. So yeah, there were several Crash games on the GBA. 3 platformers and... Whoops, mistake. Oops, again, wrong button. Whoop, okay, I'm doing badly. Okay, let's go play the actual game. It has more effort put into its title screen, basically. Vicarious Visions. Of course, they're known these days for doing I believe they do the off years on Skylanders. Yeah. Anyway, this is Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart, which was a PS2 GameCube kind of game, but the same team who made it, Vicarious Visions, also they also did the handheld version on GBA. New slot. Pick between Bandicoot and Evil. I don't know who that little guy is on the right. I'm just going to pick the good guys, because sure, why not? Actually, since it gives you a choice of 3 characters. Okay, that's Engine, a guy with like a bomb in his head or something. Tiny, I know Tiny. Anyway, let's stick with Bandicoot. The classic Crash. Coco, his sister. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Should have taken a tour of the Crash Bandicoot wiki before starting this. Oh, hello, Danger Mouse. She asks, why does he look so much like he's struggling to stand up? Do you mean... Which one do you mean? Anyway, let's pick Coco. That was a voice line, but I kind of missed it. Volume might be too low. Ah yes, it is another relaxing day at the Bandicoot house. Crash is sleeping as usual. Snore, snore. Crunch and Aku are discussing the latest diet fads. That diet's a joke! Well, I heard you could lose a lot of weight on it. Just eat less and exercise more. When all of a sudden, a light appears out of nowhere and engulfs the room. Something's wrong, that's not sunlight. Mysterious force then lifts the house away into the sky. Meanwhile, at Cortex's castle. How can I defeat these pesky bandicoots and conquer the world? I get Crash Bandicoots. I know you can. A similar light tears the castle from the ground and sends it flying into the night sky. Oh, who's this? I am Emperor Velo, the 27th ruler of this galaxy. My subjects hunger for entertainment. I have summoned you here to race for the glory of Earth in my galactic circus. I hope you'll put on a good show. I'm sure this was a very impressive FMV sequence in the console version. On the title screen? Yeah, do you mean the dancing minigame? The title screen just had like an exhaust pipe. Especially since winning will earn you your freedom. Otherwise your precious Earth will be destroyed. Oh, okay. Straight into it. Terra Hub World, racetracks. Yep. Sounds fine. So it's Earthlings competing against other Earthlings though. So in what scenario is the Earth going to be destroyed by this? I don't know. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Diddy Kong Racing by Rare. So any racing game that has an adventure mode, I think is worth checking out. And that's why I'm playing this. I heard that, you know, you've got Crash Team Racing on the original PlayStation. And that was the last game, I think. Or I don't know if they made it in between some other ones, but the original Crash creators, Naughty Dog, did the original 3 games and Crash Team Racing before moving on, and then Activision made some other games. Yeah, so their Crash Team Racing was very, how do I say it? They did it on purpose. Well, what's the word? Intentionally. It was intentionally a Diddy Kong Racing type game, like not exactly homage, but you know, in that mold. Actually, I did hear that during development of Crash Team Racing, they ported a track directly from Diddy Kong Racing into the game to serve as a I didn't fall into that pond, come on. As just a test track thing. I'm not doing well, am I? This is difficult. Oh, at one point I knew what track it was that they ported. It was the beach one from Sherbet Island, I think. Coco's good turning, but bad acceleration. I think that's not happening in this race. Luckily, any member of Team Bandicoot that you have unlocked, I think, shows up on that screen before starting any race, so that's kind of cool. Okay, that's just a straight line. So yeah, when other companies came on to do more Crash Bandicoot games, Vicarious Visions were contracted to make a racing game, and they, yeah, made one in the same mold as Crash Team Racing that had come before, so they included an adventure mode as well. From what I heard, the other successor, which is Crash Tag Team Racing, didn't have quite the same adventure mode thing, although anyone can feel free to correct me on that. I'm just remembering a conversation I had, and it was a couple of weeks ago actually. How long is this race? How long have I been going? I know I am catching up, so that's good. Probably have to get a reasonable placement to pass. See on the mini-map that, yep, that was it. Okay, yes, Danger Mouse appreciates my accent. That's my exaggerated Australian accent. Yes, Diddy is awesome. Everyone should play more Diddy Kong Racing, I'd say. Ooh! Danger Mouse has figured out how to put Twitch on her TV live. That's pretty impressive. but it is delayed by 2 seconds, and she needs the phone to chat, so she's getting some weird volume coming from 2 sources. You can always mute your phone, I suppose. There's a delay anyway. I mean, I don't know how much you're aware of this, but there is quite a delay between your input and me receiving it. So it seems like it takes me longer to respond to things you say. You can especially see that if a streamer has their chat log running on screen. I don't know how to do that. I really don't think it's necessary. So if I'm in range of people, that rocket will home in on them. Interesting. I have been watching... yeah, even more delay. Yeah, this last weekend I spent a good long while. That seems to be a blue shell thing. Yeah, I was watching the Metroid HQ Marathon, which is an annual event they put on benefiting Child to Play charity. Which, you know, there's better charities, but it's not a bad thing. And they play through all the Metroid games that have been released, and there's even more of them now, and more coming out. Yeah, back to back, no sleep. Well, okay, they take turns, so there is opportunity to sleep, especially because they have certain offsite members to play. Last year they had a small group in another city playing, but they also had their regular Norwegian correspondent who's a member of staff, able to take up a few hours playing, it's usually Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. He's good at that, so they let him do that and then use the opportunity to rest. Man, it's such a good time. I've been pretty much tuning in as much as I can to it every year that it's on since several years ago. Yeah, it's really fun because there's people in chat that you see and have like these long chats and interactions with, but then you don't see them for an entire year. This year they invited me onto the Discord and I've joined it, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, do I have to win a race to progress? Possibly. Well, let's go check out the other one and maybe we'll pick a different character. Stick with Crash. Presumably an average choice. Yeah, so we'll see how much I stick around the Discord. They just reopened their forums too. There's a whole thing. MHQ is like Metroid HQ. They're kind of the third biggest Metroid fan site, or possibly second, but I'm not sure, because Metroid Database is the most active, and then there's Shine Sparkers, and the admins of all the sites are friends with each other, and there was a lot of activity from Ryan of Metroid Database and Darren of Shine Sparkers on the day, on the, you know, few days that this marathon was on. But yeah, Metro HQ has been, their website has been kind of down for a lot of the last few years, and the forums too, so DemHQ was kind of the most activity that the site had for the, you know, for a while there. Sometimes they make a promise during the marathon, oh, the site will be back, but then it goes down again. This time, they've relaunched the forums again, and it might stay, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, good for them. Good news for them. Shine Sparkers too, actually, hadn't been updated in years, and they relaunched that during the marathon as well. But yeah, that's a good time. I always enjoy that. Can't get the hang of getting a drift boost. I think I have to let go before the bar, or when the bar hits the line? I don't know. It's tough. Well, ooh, okay. As for this game, oh yeah, more chat going. Good. As I found out in previous racing games, it's hard to watch chat while I'm in the middle of a race, but I'll catch up when it's over. Luckily I'm doing better in this one, so I think I might use Crash more often. I'll give Tiny a go. No, what is it? Crunch. When was Crunch introduced? I see Gibbons here. Do you know anything about... And Tony, hello. Do you know anything about Crash Bandicoot that you can tell me some things about these characters? You can knock a TNT crit off your head by good info, Akaku, thank you. So I didn't find the key. I wonder how you get that. Keys in Diddy Kong Racing are secret collectibles that you find by racing to an out-of-the-way spot in a track. Yeah, okay. Yes, so Danger Mouse has put her phone on mute, so no weird echoes. Oh, yep. Tony's going to join in on our Discord game club. Going to play Monster World soon. Apologizes for being busy, that's fine. Gibbons turned up late and is apologizing, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I've only managed to complete one race so far. And I've just been talking about the Metroid HQ marathon that I've been watching. Good social experience. Social inverted commas. Pixar ruined California Adventure. SeaWorld was caught paying social media influencers to visit their bad theme parks, says Tony. I heard you post that in Discord, yes. Yep. Okay. So we're caught up. Yeah, good stuff. Let's give Crunch a go. Gotta get the hang of this. So as for this game, well, Crunch looks weird. He's supposed to be big, but he doesn't appear too much bigger than the other characters. Tiny looks bigger. Whoa, what was that? So yeah, this game seems pretty cool. I like that it has an adventure mode, although it seems a little bit rudimentary. Obviously, it would be a bit more fleshed out in the actual game and not the GBA like port version. But yeah, it's good that it's there. Some sort of plot, something to do in between races instead of just a menu. Yeah, more racing games should do this. Or even just have an interesting interface like Konami Crazy Racers did. Anyway, I guess this is picking up on the brief mascot kart racer fling that I was going to turn into a longer series and stopped after 2. Played Pac-Man Rally and Pac-Man World Rally and then Konami Crazy Racers and then stopped. Although it did get me looking into the sequels and stuff. There's an iPhone sequel to Pac-Man World Rally and Konami Crazy Racers. I think they're both kind of garbage. There's also 2 sequels to this particular game on the iPhone. They're called Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart 2 and Nitro Kart 3D. Which, you know, interesting that they directly pick up on making sequels to this game of all things. Although I suppose it's not for this particular game, it's sequels to, you know, the console game. This one just happens to be a... you know... I never know what to call them. It's when a cross-platform game gets released and they want to release it on every platform. So they end up releasing it to even handhelds, less powerful things. and often you end up with quite a different game. But yeah, that didn't go so well. Let's try being Crash again. And I guess just hope that Polo doesn't overtake me the last bit. I want to show more of this game than just the first track. Yeah, so... yes, well, when it's your turn, Tony, you'll have to pick something to play the game club. That's the rules. If you get picked, you've got to pick. Oh, don't spoil it. He mentions Mr. Driller. Good idea. I would play that if you suggested it. But we'll see what the randomizer comes up with after this month. Yeah, so from what I've seen in this game so far, it reminds me a lot of the other sort of GBA races that I've played. On the platform, they all tend to have this kind of Mode 7-ish look due to the technology. Banjo Pilot's like that, and of course Mario Kart Super Circuit, Konami Crazy Races. Even Rayman 3 has, which is, you know, actually a Rayman 2 game that's had a couple of elements of Rayman 3 slapped in the last minute. It has a couple of racing levels where you're inside a shoe and like driving around a course. And they're all like this, they all look the same. You know, the static background tile, it has parallels, but you know, it's just a big tube or whatever. And the flat course, things popping up, sprite scaling. It definitely looks better in every case than anything that was done on the Super Nintendo with actual Mode 7. I don't know if this is Mode 7 or just something like it, but I really don't know where the term actually even comes from, but it's the word you use for the technology that they employed on the Super Nintendo to get 3D-ish looking graphics on a system that couldn't really handle it. Of course, before they had the Super FX chip, which could handle actual 3D. Thank you, Argonaut. So you can see other inspiration that this is taking from Diddy Kong Racing, where collecting the Wumpa Fruit up to 10 will, I guess, increase your speed. I assume that's happening. There we go. Hey, exactly. Thank you, Aku Aku. Oh, it'll do some power-ups too. Okay. Did not know that. So another blue dot has appeared on my map. Let's head over there. Oh yeah. Oh, Log Frog's here. Hello. That's Brandon, isn't it? Sorry, I get confused between real names and internet names sometimes. But yes, welcome to the stream. Very good to have you. Scoots Poops Magoops also from Discord said he would show up because he was into this game. But I haven't seen him yet. Maybe he's watching. That's fine. If you're watching, come and chat. Let's have a chat. It was really Jeff that inspired me to play this because he was talking about the different Crash racing games that were inspired by Diddy Kong Racing. And how I believe what he said was that Tag Team Racing doesn't have the proper adventure mode, but Team Racing does, and Nitro Kart follows in its footsteps. And although I should have remembered, I don't know actually which one came first. I believe Tag Team Racing was... No, I'm not going to say because I'll be wrong. Bombhead isn't first. I like that they do have some voice clips happening. It's character. I was checking out the credits for this game, and a lot of, well, the voice actors aren't actually credited for this version, but they are in the console version. One of them, you know, there's a lot of big names from the voice acting community, I don't know if I should say community, industry, that you'd recognize there, like Billy West and Steve Bloom and Clancy Brown. Don't remember which ones did which characters, but yeah, I definitely recognized a few names. And then most likely using the same voice samples that would be downsized. Which is cool, even though, as established, I don't know who half these people are. Like, who's that weird robot horse head guy? Let's see if his name comes up here. I was way ahead on this one. Look at that. Just chat loading. It's being kind of annoying. It's not scrolling properly. Stupid chat. Dingo Dial was that guy. Okay. Yeah, the bloody Twitch app is just awful. Okay, there we go. I can see all the chat now. So Brandon's saying that he played this and the console version a lot, which is good. He's giving me some tips about the TNT thing. Aku already told me that. Jump to get rid of it. So let's see. Tony and Brandon are both telling me that tag team racing actually has sort of an adventure mode, but it's on foot. It's kind of a platformer slash racer. It's pretty interesting. If it's in the red. Okay, so I have to keep it red, so just above the line, but not too far, because then it resets. Okay, that's good information. Oh, it's placed me right in front of the next thing. Crunk's Challenge, I don't know what that is. Meanwhile, I'll just catch up the chat a little bit. Danger Mouse saying it's a lot like, or it reminds her a little of Speed Racer on the PC, or in the 90s. I don't know that one. Maybe a future stream? I don't know. I've got a lot of games lined up on the queue, to be honest. Yeah. Dingo Down, that's his name, yes. Okay, let's do Crunk's Challenge. It's a character called Crunk and one called Crunch. Okay, sure. You've collected 3 trophies, a promising start. Now, that's not the voice I was using before. Oh well. Terra's champion is Crunk. So Terra is Earth. So is this guy from Earth? Crazy. They will race me, they look too slow. Take them back. But Crunk, they're from a planet just like yours. Okay, so Terra's not Earth, but it is like it. It's called Earth. I'll race them and show them a better planet. Didn't quite get that boost. Yeah, he looks a little bit smaller than he did on that screen. Oops. Is he just constantly dropping TNT crates? I can't shoot missiles backwards. So boss battles are, you know, sometimes even a little easier than a normal race because you don't get one thing to worry about. But it's good to see that there are boss battles, keeping the Diddy Kong Racing tradition alive. Oh come on, I let go of that during the red thing. So I still don't understand how the drift boost works. Maybe I should have checked my manual. Chances are pretty slim of even finding a scam though. Just an assumption. Just keep him down with rockets. Oops, wrong way there. I used that boost at totally the wrong time. Just when I'd gotten a zipper. Of course, they've got zippers in Diddy Kong Racing. Bam. And how can I do it? Let's miss this straight away. I think I just hopped over a zipper. Okay. Yep. Oh, one more lap. Dang. Okay. Give me the Wampas. Oh, bad. I actually got a boost off that drop. Oh, nuts. No, that's the last thing I need. And I've lost Wampers from taking that crash. It sucks. He is just constantly dropping these things. Can't shoot ice in front of me. Yeesh. I was so close. Okay, Tony's talking about a SpongeBob party game that had a good story mode. Well, the minigames were movie scenes, and everyone was competing to get roles in movies. Sounds interesting. Ah, I guess I didn't hop enough. Yeah, it's easy to lose your Wampers. Oops. Ah, yeah, 2 in a row. Oh, that was the worst. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart that one. Lights, Camera, Pants was apparently the name of the game, SpongeBob. Wow, we're talking about racing games today. Tell me about racing games that have a story mode. Crash Team Racing is probably the prime example because it's being directly inspired by Diddy Kong Racing, so it's cool. But that doesn't have a GBA version. I guess I could have played that. I have the potential to play PlayStation games, but I guess I wanted to go just more obscure because I'm a hipster like that. It's kind of my thing. I mean, how many streamers are you going to find playing Crash Team Racing? Hundreds, surely. The Crash Nitro Kart in the GBA? No way. I got that locked up. I really do enjoy when I'm typing what game I'm playing into Twitch because it has an interface for that. To display that, and like you can search by game. But whenever I do that for my streams, most of the time, in fact, all the times that I can remember, you know, it also says while you're searching for it how many streamers are playing that game right now. It always says 0 for my games, and that makes me smile. And think, yes, I am still #1 hipster. You won't catch me playing League of Legends or PUBG or whatever. Anyway, I want to show off games like this. See if there's any merit to them. I will crush you. Oh yeah, I didn't mention one of the reasons I picked this game. And one was to compare it to Konami's Crazy Races that I'd played before. But another one is that out of all the versions of Crash Nitro Kart, and there's one in the N-Gauge as well, I don't really know anything about that one, whether it even has story mode. Okay. I want Kronk. Let's get Kronk. Key makes you champion of terror, works on all gates in world. He gives Kronk his yo-yo. This would have been cool in the FMV sequence. That's a bit weird. I understand, it is a gift from your world. Kronk, leave my sight. I haven't won the circus yet. Okay. new hub to go to. I still haven't beaten all the races here. So I guess need more collectibles in certain places. So I could probably come back here later to make something else. I don't know. I'm gonna go to this new place that I just landed at. Yes, power slide. Power slide ends if you hold it too long. Pretty interesting stuff. Yes. Given saying that he loves old SNES or / GBA races, they've got a great aesthetic that you just don't get these days. Yeah, so that's a good reason to play this as well. Like, you're not going to see a game that looks like this anymore. Like, even retro games that intentionally go for an old aesthetic, they didn't copy this kind of thing because everybody hated it. That's not true at all. But like, we don't have to do this anymore, so we don't feel like we need to. Man, when is this aesthetic going to come back? That's what I want to know. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Brennan. With Insane Trilogy, they should have remade Crash Team Racing at the same time, because that was by the original team as well. Oh yes, of course, Given mentioned Super Indie Kart's a recent Kickstarted game that uses this aesthetic and is a crossover between different indie Kickstarter games, which is pretty cool. The reason we at DK Line found out about it was because Mutt from Lobo Destroyer was going to be a character in it. I think that Kickstarter failed, but then they did it again, and now it's being made. I don't really know, but yeah, check out Super Indie Karts. Oh yes, Brandon says the N-Gage version is roughly the same as the GBA version. Fantastic, thanks for the info. Well, let's go... Oh, that just takes me to a different... back to this hub. Okay, so we're gonna... This is a hub to go between hubs. This is your Timbers Island. But a bit simpler, I think. Okay. Meteor Gorge. Yeah, Mutt is a character, and it's on Steam. As Super World Karts is the new name. But it's in early access. Ugh. Early access, man, that's a trend that just annoys me. Let's see, my bar went up too high. Just reset. Whoa! Hard angles on this course. Let's go up to the header. Maybe I'm just too old school, but I think a game should be released when it's finished. And like, sure, I have sympathy for developers who are trying to get their games out there and get some buzz and stuff. And also, like, early access as a customer, it works for some people and it doesn't work for other people. Like, sometimes you play a game in early access and you play all you want of it, and then you don't want to play it anymore, but then they actually add in the other 50% of the content and features. But you've played like the bad version that doesn't have that stuff, and then you feel bad. I mean, you get a very minor version of that whenever in these days a game is updated or DLC or anything. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm pretty neurotic, so yeah, keep in mind on that. And it's also the way I play games too. Like, I'll play a game, one game at a time until I finish it, and then move on to the next one and put the other one behind me. I very rarely ever will replay a game. But anyway, check out Super World Karts on Steam, and maybe when it's released properly, I'll give it a look if it's on Mac or another platform that I own. That's the other thing with these Steam early access games. They obviously often target the biggest market, which is PC owners. So I had so much trouble before, but now I'm Crash and I'm doing pretty well. So So I guess Coco is hard mode. It's a trade-off. Keep my shield. Thank you very much. Still haven't figured out the drift boost. Maybe there is no boost. And why does that gauge appear? There's got to be a boost. There's got to be. Oop. Maybe I'll even stream Super World Karts when it's out. I hope left-handed are doing okay with actually making a logo destroy. Right. Tony with the obvious Tonyism, comparing something I said to Disneyland. He says that's like going to Disneyland in 1955 and complaining that you didn't get to experience the 2016 version. That is a point, but it's more like if you felt like, I don't know. See, it's just a my brain thing. I can't really. I like how this is an alien planet and it looks different. You know? Look at that giant, weird, gory eye thing in the background. Pretty alienish. Yeah, so it's as if I went to Disneyland in 1955 and was like, okay, now I've been to Disneyland. I probably don't need to go there again, ever. I'll check out some other theme parks instead. And then 60 years later, I found out about all the new things around, and I'd be like, oh man, if they were in it when I'd gone, then I would have had a better time. But I mean, that's not the impression I get from you as a Disneyland fan. It seems like every change they make to Disneyland just annoys you and makes you angry. So it's more like if you played a game and then they updated it and it got worse. Has that ever happened? Maybe if they remade it, but the remake, they had to like drop a bunch of stuff because of licensing issues or something. I know that does happen in minor ways. I can't think of an example where like a remake is hugely worse. Maybe like the Silent Hill HD collection where they just couldn't port it properly and the fog effects completely obscured the screen at all times or something. I don't know. That's not even a remake though, it's like a HD remaster. I'm sure the chat will have some good examples for me when I manage to look down from my race. See, I didn't get a boost. Stupid. Boost. Stupid drift boosting. So now I got a blue face guy in fourth place. Don't know who that is. Oh, I never finished talking about this game because a reason, something that makes this GBA version of Nitro Kart unique above the other versions is that it includes Spyro the Dragon as a playable character. So Vicarious Visions had, oh wait, I don't know if it's before or after this. I assume it was before this that they did the crossover. Yeah, you'll be, here we go. So while I pass that, you'll be scheduled to appear. When it turns red, you can press the accelerate button to get it to the boost. Okay, so that's how it works. So you don't just let go, you gotta press the button. Okay, I'll try that. What's going on? Coco and Engine are considered the beginner characters, while Crash and Cortex are the intermediate, and Crunch and Tiny are the expert characters. Okay, well, I guess Crunch is suiting me, Crash is suiting me fine right now. I guess that means my skills are intermediate. Gibbons yelling Star Fox. Star Fox. Oh man. I'm not going to say that you need to put more context in your comments. It's just my brain. I can't remember like what you're referring to. What would the Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout of video games be? I don't know, Tony. You tell me. Something that you think is awful, but then you go to it and it's fine. Metro Prime Federation Force. Star Fox, example of remakes that get worse. Okay, good example. But that's, yeah. I mean, Star Fox Zero isn't a remake of 64. It's more a reboot that just is 64 but worse, but not claiming to be it. I don't know, I don't feel like that's the same thing. Thank you for bringing it up. That's, yeah, I would class that in a sequel that is worse. And one of the reasons that it's worse is that it doesn't do anything new story-wise. I mean, you might as well say that Super Metroid is a remake of Metroid, because it is. So this is an interesting level. I seem to be inside a big aquadome thing. Whoa. It's sort of hanging over a void. Yeah, Star Fox Zero is bad. I actually just bought it recently because one of our game stores is getting rid of Wii U stock because, you know, the Wii U is totally deado. And so they had it for $15, which, let me put it in Australian dollars context for you. It launched at $80, so 15 is a good deal. So I got it because I like Star Fox and I wanted to see how they did Fortuna, the actual Fortuna, not the Fortuna from 64, which was actually Fitchina, mistranslated. Fortuna is the dinosaur planet, which was in the first Star Fox in SNES. And I believe it was in Assault, in the intro stage. Not the same dinosaur planet as Soria from Star Fox Adventures, by the way. Because I'm sure you all must know this. Okay, yeah, so I hit the accelerate button at that time, accepted. And it did the boost, but it rammed me into a wall. So I just need to take my thumb off the gas a little once in a while, which I'm not used to doing in kart races, to be honest. Oh, and you can keep doing it. You can do it multiple times. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I was talking about Spyro back then. Hang on, this race is almost over, then I'll check chat. Then I'll tell you about Spyro. It's pretty cool stuff. Don't know how the whole Spyro Crash crossover thing got started. I guess Activision owns them both, and they must have bought them and then went, hey, these are two like PS1 mascot characters, let's make them interact. They never really did it in any significant way until, well, you know, so they had that GBA game. The two GBA games, I should say. There was like a one where Spyro, okay, hang on. I'll continue this in a bit. Let's just check chat. Yes, it does do worse with the storyline, I agree. It does line up Wars storyline again, but worse. Tony brings up Ghostbusters 2017. I don't know anything about that movie, but I don't want to go into that. Slide boost, yes, exactly. I just figured that out, thank you. Oh, more powerful. 3 in a row will give you maximum speed. Thanks, Haku. So here's the boss of this bit. Let's just chat. Brandon's coming in with the expert knowledge, thank you. Both Nitro Kart and Tag Team Racing have a track named Deep Sea Driving. Thanks for the trivia, it's good stuff. Yes, Gibbon, it should have just been the same dinosaur planet from Adventures. They should have just gone all in on that, but they didn't. You already had a planet filled with dinosaurs and mysticism. Why not go ahead and use that? Of course, in Star Fox Zero, it looks very different to what Saria looks like. And I like what Rare did with it a lot. I guess you could just say that it's the same, but it's a different one later. I don't know, whatever. Or should we fan like it the other way, that Fortuna in Zero is Soria from Adventures? I don't know. I'll play the game and I'll find out. I'll report back. What was I going to say? Stuff. Probably nothing. Yeah. How do they do Fortuna in Zero? it's a lot more blue and grey, and there's like giant flying serpents. I don't know, I just saw it briefly in a trailer and I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. And that was the moment that I kind of wanted the game, because, well, that's the one new element that wasn't in Lala Wars, is Fortuna. Everything else is just completely ripped straight from the 64 game, including the plot, especially the plot. Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna stick with Crash because I'm boring. Yes, I have 6 trophies. Who is Nash? Engineered to always keep moving. Oh wow, he's like a weird robot. I'm really getting antsy standing here. Need to move. Need to move now! Time to go! Excellent, Nash. Excellent. So yeah, I guess could someone find out when Crash Bandicoot Purple and Spyro Orange were released? I was looking at like release lists and games and stuff before, but I just, yeah, it's slipping away. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff. Vicarious Visions did 3 Crash Bandicoot games, or they did 2. The Huge Adventure, also known as Crash Bandicoot XS. I had that one actually on the GBA. Pretty good little game. And then they did Crash Bandicoot 2, Entranced. They always introduce a new antagonist in these games whose first initial is N. Go figure. I don't know. Seems kind of silly to me. But you know, that's the kind of Saturday morning cartoon vibe they're going for, and it works, I guess. Yeah, so after Entranced, Crash and Spyro crossover was 2004, says Brandon. And this game, I think, was... I don't know. I should stop looking at chat because I'm doing that. I can catch up from this. Yeah, so at the same time that Vicarious Visions was doing Crash games on GBA, other companies, including Digital Eclipse and I think Sapphire, although they might have just done the DS one, you know, these kinds of handheld port farms, they were doing Spyro games. What were they called? Spyro Season of Ice, and then Season of Flame. There was one more, Wrath of the Rhinox or something. Was that one of them? And then after all these Crash and Spyro games, they made one together, and Vicarious Visions handled that for both of those games. So we had Crash Bandicoot Purple, Ripto's Rampage, which was, you know, a platformer where Crash is fighting against Spyro's antagonist, Ripto. And then you had Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy, where Spyro was fighting against Crash's antagonist, near Cortex. And that was pretty cool. I don't really know if Spyro and Crash turned up in each other's games, to be honest. But yeah, the main point was that they switched bad guys. Oh, I forgot again. Hit that. No gun. So yeah, cool idea. Well, I don't really know what the games are like or how well they did, but it's fun that they exist. Hey, can I get my key back, please? Oh, or Nash. Oh, Coco hacked his brain. Nice. He looked like he needed some before shot. Wow, we're going to Phenomena. Yeah, sure, I'll do that sometimes, maybe. Probably not. Let's go to the next hub. Forget about these new courses. I don't need them. I want to see new places. This way. Yeah. These hub areas are pretty simplistic. Not that interesting. But better than nothing. Better than a menu. And there's cutscenes and stuff. I appreciate that. Out of time. Yes. Okay, Spyro made a quick cameo in Twinsanity. And yes, I did know about the Crash cameo. He's frozen ice in Spyro: A Hero's Tale, which I think is the second reboot one. Is that a Legend of Spyro one, or is that an earlier one? No, Spyro: A Hero's Tale. That's not a Legend of Spyro one. Yep, Crash again. Why not? Yes. There's more chat. Yeah, given saying it sounds like that Zero went with a SNES version of Fortuna where you're over the ocean fighting flying serpents. Yeah. Well, that's the only version of Fortuna. Oh no, the Assault one, I guess. Yeah, that was kind of just a generic jungle. It was more like Saria, really. But there was also a Saria level in Assault, which was quite good and had continuity and stuff. It was nice. Tony says, but Slippy was the one who got stranded. It's different, don't be silly. Yeah. So apparently the crossover games, according to Tony, were more like minigame collections with platforming parts. Yeah, Skylanders, you mentioned that. Yeah, cool. So yeah, Skylanders, that's of course what Activision's doing now for this market of children, as we all are. Thank you. And yeah, Vicarious Visions themselves, who made this game, are they, so I can never remember, do they do the portable versions of the Skyland games, or do they do like the off-year ones? I think they do the off-year ones. It's like Toys for Bob one year and then Vicarious Visions the other year, and some people say like, oh, these ones are the good ones, just they're better than the other ones. Like they prefer the first and thirds to the seconds or whatever. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I haven't done my Crash impression yet. Ready? Whoa! No, wait. Hang on. Whoa! Yeah, that was it. Whoa! Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so Skylanders is pretty cool, because Crash was just in that. And he's teamed up with Spyro again, you know, after all these years, so that's nice. I mean, it is diluted a little because they're one of like a million characters that you could play as. But yeah, it's kind of cool. You know, along with, as Given points out, Donkey Kong and Bowser, Nintendo, I should say. So, I don't know, Skylanders kind of has the potential to be one of these big crossover games, but instead they just were made original characters. Which to me, as an outsider, seems like a missed opportunity, but I'm sure people who are into the games at this point feel attached to those original characters. But yeah, putting DK in there, putting Crash in there, that's pretty cool stuff to me. Not that I was ever really too keen on getting the games myself. Kind of a nice. I've got Lego Dimensions now, so there's where all my cash is going, I guess you could say. But no, that's a much safer bet for me and my wife. We play games together, and mostly Lego games. I did actually try and get a Spyro game to play with her, because the third Legend of Spyro game, yeah, good place to pick up, like the final one of a trilogy of a reboot. But that's the only one that has a co-op mode, so I got that at some expense, and we gave that a go, but yeah, she didn't really get to it, so we didn't finish it. I guess now might be a good time to get into Skylanders. No, that's not true, because there's just, it's mostly gone now. A good time would have been a year or two ago when you could get all this stuff secondhand, or the stock that they were trying to clear out of the shops because it was winding down. You know, after the time when there were shelves and shelves full of these Toys to Life stuff, but before now, when it's relegated to like one end stand, and that's all they have. I think all that stock has gone by this point, so yeah, probably not a good time to get into Skylanders. Although maybe if I wait longer it'll be even harder. But that's all assuming that I want to, and I don't really want to, so yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. Aku Aku does comment in Skylanders, says Brandon, that Spyro is Crash's old friend. That's nice. They do have, you know, a reasonable amount of shared history at this point. And yeah, he's in this game, as I was saying before. So if I get all the courses in a cup, I get a gem. Don't know what gems are for. Yeah. So you can unlock Spyro in this game by completing the game as Bandicoot side, or by connecting. You can get a bunch of unlockables like some cheats there's 3 unlockable characters that you get automatically by using the GBA GCN link cable. So if you have the GameCube version of Nitro Kart and the Game Boy version, you link them up with that silly cable that you could get, and it unlocks stuff. A few games did that, like Rayman 3 did that too, I know. Just these kinds of things that I couldn't describe before, where a handheld port is released at the same time. Connect them up, you get some bonuses on mini games or whatever. By doing that, you can unlock Spyro straight away, but the emulator I don't think really has a way of doing that, which is unfortunate. So I can't show Spyro on this stream unless I play for long enough that I actually finish the game. And I don't know, we're almost halfway through. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep going for now. This is a bit of a Banshee border kind of stage. But yeah, I just wanted you all to know that Spyro is in this game. And he's not in any other Crash racing games, just the GBA version of Nitro. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I can't show you unless I get all the way through. That's cool. So yeah, I don't know, playing this, it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm not struggling as much as I did with the Konami one, I think, from memory, possibly due to the track design. But it's really not too different from any of those other ones that I mentioned before. You know, it's the same kind of item cycle, they just look different types of items you get. The little voice clips, they're pretty cool. Basically, the main thing that distinguishes this, apart from the IP attached to it, is the adventure mode aspect, the story, the cutscenes, the hard work, and the collectibles for winning races. But that's enough, I think. That's enough to make it good proposition for a game. Make it stand out, If more games did it, it wouldn't stand out as much, ironically, but that would also make more games better. I guess Konami Crazy Races had an interesting menu system. It had a bunch of unlocks you know, new characters you can find and stuff. Mario Kart really has nothing like any of it. So although Mario Kart looks good and presumably plays well, it just doesn't have that kind of appeal to me. In fact, I think the best Mario Kart is Mario Kart DS because it had a mission mode. Yeah, there was actual single player content to do. What is that guy? Some kind of weird alien. I guess I have to do it again because I can't progress to the next hub unless I do things the proper way. Just getting first in races. Placing first. Get your golden balloon. Move on. Oh, that's really interesting. Man, I'm so glad you're here, Brandon. You're really bringing a lot of expert knowledge to this that I totally lack. So he's saying that the track design, all the courses in this game are the same layout as the console version. They've just, you know, been made more flat, squished. So yeah, that's really good to know. That's a good sign. But on the other hand, it also makes the handheld version stand out less from the console one. So, you know, if it's just a cut down port in that way, it's actually less interesting. Aside from the fact that it has Spyro. I'm trying to think of what the opposite of fleshed out would be. Skinned to the bone. Is that how you describe this sport? Anyway, yeah, that's cool. Oof. I should stop going for the drift boost. It's just not working. No, I should improve my skills. Ow. Oh, that was a good Australian accent. I wonder who that was. I think that was Tiny. I should have picked the evil team and played as him. Crash doesn't really say much, does he? So the clock is a lightning bolt, is it? Seems to flatten everyone. Does Crash talk in the newer Crash games? Like I said, I really only played the first one at a friend's house. Back when the PlayStation was so novel to me. Like, man, I get so much nostalgia thinking about popping a disc in, waiting a few minutes, seeing them through graphics. It was, you know, weirdly such a different experience to the 64. Maybe it just felt like it. But yeah, he had all the greats. He had Abe's Odyssey, Crash. What else did we play? Jeez. I must have had Spyro. I remember playing StarCraft, but that was obviously on his computer. StarCraft did get a port to 64 on PlayStation. I always wonder if that version was any good. I'm sure I played Crash 2 at some point as well, because I know who Coco is. Maybe it was 3. I think she does show up in XS there, the huge adventure. Okay, yeah, so an example of the course design being the same. Brennan says in Out of Time there was a circular turn that was actually you going up a giant clock in the console version. See, that sounds amazing. I really should have played the GameCube one. Never mind. The alien is nitrous oxide, and he was the antagonist of Crash Team Racing. Oh, cool. Yeah, to bring back characters. I guess you got to fill out the whole roster of a racing game, right? You must finish a relic race under the time limit to relic. Why do I want a relic though? Breaking crates. Can stop the clock. Okay, so it's a different kind of race. That's cool. Is that what the next race is? A relic race? Who knows? Tony says Miley should stream a Layton game. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Or, I don't know. I don't want to stream a Layton game, I want to stream an obscure Layton game. Maybe if I can find a ROM of... Whoa, what the heck? That was cool. Yeah, there was a Layton game or two released only on mobile phones in Japan. Oh. Yeah, so I've never had any luck finding ROMs of Japanese mobile phone games, so that's probably not gonna happen. I can't stream from iPhone because I've got the Layton Brothers Mystery Room game. What else? Layton. Yeah, the new ones are on 3DS and you can't emulate that, or at least I don't know how. I don't have a capture device. So no, I'm not playing a Layton game, sorry. Oh, I know something obscure. There was like a level 5 demo disc Kart, which had like a bit of Inazuma 11 and a bit of I think it contained puzzles from Curious Village, but with a new like framing bit where it was just like Layton in his flat looking around at stuff and remembering things maybe. Of course it's all in Japanese, so that's important. Yeah. Gotta go a bit more obscure than a Layton game, because there's 7 or 8 of those now. And they all sold very well. Everyone knows it. What's that? Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so Brandon says, Crash talks gibberish in the modern Crash games ever since tag team racing. Oh well. That's fine, I guess. I don't like Silent Dragons, but... Like, if everyone else is talking and Crash isn't in this universe, what is wrong with Crash? Like, what's the story reason for that? Whatever. Gibbon says StarCraft 64 actually had new story content that prefigured some stuff in StarCraft 2. That is amazing. And didn't it have Brood War pre-installed? Or like only if you had the expansion pack or something? I remember reading about that. Yeah, interesting stuff. Yes, language barrier. BlueStacks. Tony says that Layton Mystery Journey was really cool. You mean Lady Layton? That's what the new one's called, isn't it? Layton Mystery Journey, Cabrielle's Mysterious Mystery Tour or whatever. Millionaire's Conspiracy, that was it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Be sure to get that from 3DS. I've never actually personally played a Layton game, but I've sort of watched over her shoulder a few times. And yeah, I'm into it, I'm into the characters in the world and stuff. I really like the third game and the story of that one. Yeah, good stuff, Layton. Well-made games. Oh, I have played a Layton clone. I played a Doctor Who game on DS that was Evacuation Earth. It was about how Earth was going to be destroyed or something, and so, like, I think that's an established event that happens in Doctor Who canon, is that solar flares destroy the Earth. So you go to Earth and you're, like, checking out CNK Crash Nitro. You're checking out some humans who are, like, in a junkyard building a ship out of scrap to escape this catastrophe. And then you meet some Silurians, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's very simplistic. The puzzles are totally basic. It's pretty boring, actually, but the art is decent, and you know, as a Layton coin, it's fine, but it's not really as interesting as a Layton game. So Norm is little, but he's a demon on the racetrack. Oh, turns into a fluid and a blob that splits in two. Okay. Now there's a big one and a little one. Weird. I like the weird aliens. Okay, oh, Crash is just too dumb, I guess, is Brandon. What is it called? What, Tony? What is what called? What was I talking about? Doctor Who Evacuation Earth? What do you mean? Latent Mystery Journey, Cabriella, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy? Gibbons recommending to use BlueStacks, an Android emulator, to play Android games on a computer. I've thought about it. I have thought about it to stream things or just to play things that I was interested in. I got partway through the installation process and it started talking about installing what I interpreted as spyware onto my computer that would run at all times, and I wasn't really comfortable with that. If you can convince me otherwise, I might look into it again, but I wasn't totally okay with things that it was asking for to be installed. And not long after that, I went and borrowed my brother's phone and got him a Google Play Store, and I checked out. Actually, one of the things I wanted to do with that Android emulator was look at Pac-Man Kart Rally, the sequel to Pac-Man World Rally. And I did. I downloaded it on his phone and I played it, and it wasn't great. And then I was like, cool, I don't need to do that anymore. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me more about BlueStacks. The good thing about it is it does have a Mac version, but yeah, I just wasn't too keen on it. As a solution. My other plan that I've been thinking about for ages to play old smartphone games is to get an old iPhone or iPod Touch, jailbreak it, and see what I can find on the Cydia store. But even really old iOS devices hold their value really well, so like even really old iPod Touches are still really expensive, and for this kind of speculative interest that I have in it, I couldn't justify spending that much on it. It sucks because I had an old iPod Touch, but I gave it to someone and I got a new iPhone and stuff. Gave it away to friends and family. Okay, it was a friend of a family member. But by all accounts, they got good use out of it. Actually, they probably don't need it anymore. I wonder if it's an intro or something. Whatever. Anyway. The other reason an iPhone would be better than an Android is that there are certain things that were only released on iPhone and not Android. And specifically I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure Konami Crazy Racers wasn't released on Android, or at least it wasn't on, not Konami Crazy Racers, it was the sequel to that, again. Couldn't find it on the Google Play Store, so yeah. And let's see, the other Konami one I wanted to look at was Castlevania Puzzle Encore of the Night, which is a Symphony of the Night themed puzzle game. That was cutting it fine. If I hadn't used that booster again, like I would have overtaken it right now. Cool stuff. The other one I wanted to check out was The Force Unleashed, Star Wars The Force Unleashed on iPhone, which is the only version of that game that I haven't played. And it's been removed from the store. That's the problem with these things. Like, things were released on iPhone, and I have an iPhone, but they've been removed from the store because they were really old and wouldn't work on modern hardware. So it's going to get an old thingy, jailbreak it, see what I can do. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Game preservation is hard sometimes, man, you know? What a weird dude. You know, duh. That's Kart Racer 101, Aku. Jeez. Okay, so let's check out what the next hub looks like. Evacuation Earth. Yeah, give it a go if you're into Doctor Who. It's the 11th Doctor, I should warn you. Matt Smith and Amy. Is Rory in it? I don't think so. I think it's just Doctor and Amy. But yeah, I like the modern Silurian stuff that's been done in New Who. And yeah, this does a pretty good job tying into that. There's probably Daleks in it, I don't really remember, but Daleks are in everything, especially merchandise like that, so yeah, they're probably there too. Tony says, I'll play it. His next message says, Milo, this Doctor Who game looks like... Bleeping bleep. Oh, interesting. So, are you talking about this hub I'm in now? Granted, he says the GBA version says Galactic Circus, but it's actually Galactic Circuit in the console version. Oh no, that's the overall competition that Velo talks about, isn't it? Yeah, the Galactic Circus. I guess whoever wrote the subtitles for those cutscenes just was lazy and misheard it or something? I don't know, that's weird how they could get that wrong. Yeah, obviously it's the Galactic Circuit because it's a racetrack, right? We're all racing. It wouldn't be Galactic Circus. I mean, it could be Galactic Circus. It's taking people from different planets and whatever. Yeah, Galactic Circuit makes much more sense, right? And that's, yeah, what it was in console. Weird. Anyway, nice background detail. I like the crash faces on the big screens. Don't know what that's supposed to mean in the context of what's going on here. I'm in some kind of alien future city. Yeah, I mean that's another problem with the Mode 7-ish flat 3D stuff. You get less of a sense of a place than you would if it was fully 3D rendered. And I do miss three-dimensional driving with, hills and valleys and such. Ah well, I chose this version and I'm sticking with it. For now. Oh, the music reminds me that, as with another game I did recently, Sigma Star Saga on GBA, the music for this game was done by Schumann Multimedia, who also did the music on Jet Set Radio GBA version, which also, another connection. It was made by Vicarious Visions, of course, the creators of this game. So yeah, I actually like that game a bit. The controls are difficult. The GBA version gets it really. I did play it on a stream. It was one of my first streams, but I didn't record it because I still wasn't comfortable with recording. I wasn't practiced enough at what streaming was to confidently archive it. For several reasons, but it was being emulated poorly anyway. Apparently for Jet Set Radio you need the BIOS, and a particular bug that happens if you don't is that instead of the characters being displayed in proper graphics, they're like a jumbled mass of colors, like a multicolored QR code. So I wasn't playing it properly anyway. Tony says the GBA version of Puyo Puyo Fever has the worst GBA localization. There's a spelling error or 5 in every cutscene. Yeah, some companies are just lazy. Even like Konami's handheld Castlevania games, or Capcom's Mega Man games, just full of spelling errors all the time. Probably, as you say, the localization team is being noisy. But then this one was originally in English, and this port on GBA was made by the same people, you know, Vicarious Visions. I don't know if it was exactly the same team. Yeah, that hopping thing just has never worked for me. Go figure. Yeah, same team who did the console version made this game, which, you know, explains why the courses all have the same layout, which is nice. But if I couldn't get something as simple as the name of, like, the racing competition you're in right, then obviously, I don't know, that doesn't speak well of their care and attention to detail. But, you know, Activision. Man, this egg dude's way ahead of me. Is that N something? Entropy? Engine? Engage? Nokia Engage? Is that N-Trance? Is it N-Oxide? I know that most of the things I'm saying are real Crash Bandicoot villains. What's the other one? Nitro. Yeah, well, actually, N-oxide stands for nitrous oxide, or nitro oxide, or whatever. Which is an actual gas. Well, a chemical compound that is a gas at STP. STP stands for standard temperature and pressure. Because a lot of substances aren't just, you know, solids, liquids, or gases. It depends on how hot they are, how cold they are, the atmospheric pressure, active environment, change their properties. And most substances have a triple point where at a certain temperature and pressure they'll be between solids, liquids, and gases, and any slight variation will change their state in those directions. Pretty interesting stuff, huh? Science. I remember looking at some pretty fancy graphs in university chemistry classes. Good. Or was it chemistry? No, it was engineering actually, because that's where that kind of thing is more important. I think. It was in university anyway. Doesn't matter what course it was. Oh no! They knocked me onto an earlier section of track. That's horrible! That's the worst! That's like Wario C and BS. Oh no. Wow. What a horrible fate. I've met with a terrible fate, haven't I? That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Jumbled massive colors does sound beautiful, says Danger Mouse. Weren't you watching that stream? I don't know. Console version, says Brandon. Aku would call you out for hitting your own teammates. Oh yeah, that's right, because I guess Team Bandicoot and Team Evil are sort of competing. That's funny. Oh, I see. Danger Mouse had to choose between chemistry and physics because they are on the same line. And she chose physics, so chemistry is elusive. There's some overlap here, like, it's all the same thing, science. That's not completely true, but you know. We're talking about atoms and molecules. It just depends on the scale that you're talking about, what discipline it's covered under. Yeah. Sometimes you know, I feel pretty lucky that the job I'm doing is in the field that I studied in, even if it's a little below the, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't get into it. I'm not here to talk about my job. We're here to talk about Crash Bandicoot. What's his job? Seems like a slacker, he just lies around all day. I do know a thing or two about video game comics, as you may know, if you've interacted with me before. And yeah, there's a Crash Bandicoot manga that had 2 volumes. A Crash Bandicoot fan site, I forget the name of, worked on and eventually completed the full translation of it into English, so you should definitely check that out, because it's pretty interesting. It's based on Crash Bandicoot 2, I believe. So it starts with Crash's girlfriend from the first game leaving him and disappearing forever and never being seen again. Although I think she was in a party game or two. And goes through that plot where, and what's the first guy? Who's the original villain? That guy in 4th place. That guy. I'll get it in a minute. And Cortex, Neo Cortex. It's unlike most of them. It's not actually pun on N something. It's Neo Cortex. Whatever. Anyway, that guy. He like tricks Crash into finding like the crystal MacGuffins or whatever for him by pretending to be a good guy and wanting to use them for something good or whatever. And yeah, it's the manga anyway. It's pretty silly. It's pretty typical. You know, what's the term? Not shonen, the younger one below shonen, like kids manga for boys. It's got your gross out stuff. It's got your silly stuff. Like, if you're familiar with manga like tropes and stuff, then it's pretty typical, but it's fun. Although, yeah, I wonder how true to the game's characterization it is. Alright, oh yeah, Danger Mouse says that there's more overlap between chemistry and biology. Well, there's overlap all over the place, but yeah, you're right. The arena, I don't know what that is. Maybe I should be going to some of these dots that appear after, you know, the boss fight to see other kinds of races. Yeah, I guess we'll check them out after this. Original villain sounds so much more hardcore than regular villain. She also says. Original villain sounds so much more hardcore. Okay, yeah, so Neo Cortex you think is more hardcore than all the other ones with the silly puns? Neo Cortex is also silly. Everyone seems to have the same pun. I guess except for let's scoot out of here. He also has a really big head. It's kind of strange. Let's see. Shonen, which is below seinen. There's one below that, though, surely. Like, for kids. Young kids. Because shonen is, like, middle school age. Where you're into, like, cool fighting action stuff. Because shonen is young boys. Shoujo is young girls. And it's more about relationships and things. Torna, yes, Brandon confirming Torna, who is Crash's girlfriend from the first game, did once return in a party game for the DS called Crash Bandicoot. And wasn't that not the one that was developed in Japan, unlike most other games in the series? There's a Layton Kids manga where inside Layton's hat was a parasite alien. I'll be sure to look out for that when I go back to Japan. I did pick up a few volumes of Layton manga, but I don't think the parasite thing came up. Yes. Also confirming, Boom Bang is the only Japanese-developed Crash game, the only one, as the designs are more cutesy than before. The box uses the American designs, but the game doesn't. Yeah, I believe that goes both ways. They redesigned Crash for the box of the Japanese original games. He's more cutesy with big eyes and stuff. He's characterized a bit differently. Also, the classic Crash dance was invented for a Japanese marketing campaign, like the commercial for either the first or second game. Yeah, so that's how they know Crash, I guess. I think even his in-game model is tweaked a bit in some Japanese games. But yeah, when it came time for the Japanese to develop a Crash game, Crash Bandicoot, they used the design that they're familiar with, the more cutesy one. And then when they localized it, they put the original Western Crash design on the box for the Western release, but in-game it's the cuter one. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like a more extreme version of the Kirby rule, where Kirby's always got angry eyes in America, but he's got normal, cute eyes in Japan. Yeah, oh, speaking of that, I think Fake Crash is in this game. Maybe we should have a go at unlocking here. Yeah, let's check out a few different race types if I can, and then I'll go and see if I can get Fake Crash. Fake Crash is... What's the origin of Fake Crash? It's like he's like an evil doppelganger of Crash who looks funky and has like big buck teeth and stupid hair. But he results from like one time when Crash looked weird, and then the designers sort of went, hey, that's weird, let's take that and run with it and turn it into a different character called Fake Crash, and put it in as an Easter egg in a bunch of games. I think he's a playable character in that party game as well. He does tend to show up from time to time. So let's see if we can find him after this. And then we might be done. I don't know if I'll finish this game in this session. Probably not. I always go to howlongtobeat.com to find out. Oh, didn't quite make it. That's a good excuse to not continue. Oh, but that means I have to go back to my hub. Which hub do people want to see? I'm taking requests in the next 30 seconds. Where should I go back to? In tag team racing, there's a cheat to play as Japanese Crash. Oh wow, that's really interesting. Gibbon says, is Fake Crash like the evil Rayman clone? Well, Bad Rayman is different. He is like an antagonist that was in the games from the very beginning. Fake Crash is like a badly drawn Crash that was then later used as a separate character. I mean, there are multiple different Bad Rayman type characters, but yeah, Bad Rayman is just a pal top of Rayman, but Fake Crash looks pretty different to Crash. Not hearing any suggestions for what world to go to, so I'm going to go back to World 1. Which is Terra, which is not the same planet as Earth. Go figure. Okay, so where have I not? Don't think I've been. Temple Turmoil. That just sounds like a normal level. Maybe Brandon can tell me which ones. I'm switching over to looking up how to unlock. Okay, so I have to be in like time trial mode. Stick to your left, run over the flower. Oh goodness me, that's tough. Alright, I'm gonna try that. So we'll stop here. You're driving and watching this? Pay attention to the road. Yes, thank you, Brandon. I did just look that up, but yeah, it would be useful if you posted some detailed instructions in chat. It'd be easy for me to look at. So, single player, arcade, single race, easy. Who have we unlocked? Let's scroll through them. We've got Neocortex. That's Engine. Tiny. Dingo Dial, who appears to be some kind of cow. Polar. Cute. Baby polar bear. Entrance is the egg person, not Eggman. Crunk, yes, on a jet bike. Are they all the same jet bike lane? Nash, Norm and Big Norm. They are different. And there you go, that's Spyro. You can see a silhouette right there. Good stats. And that's Fake Crash. So let's try and unlock Fake Crash, and we use, let's use Tiny on his voice. I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, that's not quite voice. Yes, that's the Australian voice. What are his stats like? Bad turning, that's not good. So here we go. Fenno Island, Jungle Boogie, Tiny's Temple, Meteor Gorge, etc, etc. So out of time is what we're looking for. Go to out of time, find an opening in one of the walls. I believe the guide I just adopted southeast corner, so we'll get that far. Oh no, the bad turning stat really, you can really feel it. Oh, it's rough. Very unresponsive. It's something time. Toasting time? What is he saying? Oh, the voice, I love it. Okay. Keep going. So there'll be a break in the wall on the left at some point in this course. Is it here? I don't think so. Thank you, Mouse Promise, so she has both hands on the wheel. Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed the game. Okay, so down here somewhere. We're looking for a gap to drive through. Is that it? I need to switch back. Bottom right hand corner, stick to your left, break in the barrier, a flower instead of a rock. That might have been that. Yeah, over here. Yeah, the flower. Okay, okay, cool. So now we're in the wasteland. Awesome. So now I go drive around out of bounds until you find him, says Brandon, but I have more detailed instructions. Turn right, drive towards the starting point. Within the U-shaped area, you'll find a big patch of lights. Okay, so you see the red dot on the minimap, I'm driving towards it. Probably didn't pick a good character for off-road driving, but that's okay. Here we go. Beautiful. So this is Fake Crash. He's got massive eyebrows and ugly teeth. His pants are a different color. Here we go. Oh, that face. Woo! Last thing I knew, I was driving, and I don't know how I got here. That's pretty cool. And his eyes are weird too. Yeah. So glad you found me. Okay. So we'll get him going. Single race. Put it on easy. No, let's do medium. There he is. His nose might be bigger. Basically, he's like an uglier version of Crash. Wahoo! Oh wow, was I that close to the end? Or is it just going to add more to this list until I get to the end? Because I've definitely done Technique. That's where I just was, right? I wonder which team he's on. It doesn't really tell you. Maybe he's not an any team. Maybe he's just a bonus character at the bottom. I wonder if... Because if I go back into Invention... It says 32%. assume I'm going to have to do more in these other levels to really unlock the final bit. But then we know. So if I go into a race, can I pick from new characters? Is Fake Crash even a good guy? I didn't even know that much. Oh no, I didn't concentrate. It's just those three. Oh, I can't leave from the screen. Screen. And there are no loading times. That's in the GameCube, go to the GameCube version. So this is a CNK race. It had a different kind of collecting. Yeah. Oh, so there are only 4 worlds. Okay. So I am near the end, maybe? Maybe if I actually go back and beat that this time. Oh, that was a letter. I missed it. Oh well, let's not do this right now. Okay, let's go show Fake Crash once. Then I might try and finish the game. If I'm that close. I really am that close. So what's the level that I just failed on? Let's practice it. So there's Crash in first place. You can compare his mugshot to Fake Crash in 4. No, Crash is behind. Hello. Time for action. Who's saying that? Is that, you see, I've forgotten them again. Eggman. Not the Eggman. Is that a Fake Crash soundbite? He should sound more goofy. Well, that's fine. That's cool. I like Fake Crash. But let's get this game done. Okay, so the CNK and Relic challenges are only for 100%. What about the extra... Oh yeah, look, there's only... Well, what's the middle one? What's this? I need one more key, I see. So what about this circle over here? So the center is the final boss, it seems. Oh, okay. Gem cups. So once I've done the CNK challenges, then I get gem cups. So CNK challenges are like silver coin challenges, maybe? Trying to make some Diddy Kong Racing parallels here, but it's not quite like that. And then by completing them, you unlock like a TT's challenge race where you do all the races in a cup in a row. So that's my assumption. Right. I think I'm beginning to understand the structure of this game. So the other ones that open up are optional challenge races that take place on the same courses that I've been doing already. I think that's what I'm supposed to get from this. This time for sure, we will beat this. And then we can challenge Velo and complete the game. Did I ever mention that I went to How Long to Beat? Because I always like to do that to see if I can see how far I can get through a game in a stream. But you know, the problem is that a lot of the time they're written for, well, again we're getting that problem where this has the same name, was released at the same time as a different game, but you know, it's on a different platform and playing it is something of a different experience to playing it on the PS2 or GameCube. So it said, time to beat Crash Nitro Kart would be 6 hours, and for completionism, something like 9 hours. Now, I don't think that I've been playing that long, but we're pretty close to the end. But what is the reason for that? Is it because the courses are shorter? Brandon said they had the same layout on GBA. Maybe it's because the cutscenes are shorter. I don't know. To have that significant of a difference. Maybe there's more challenges that you need to do on this one. Anyway, I don't know why, but we are finishing this much quicker than I expected to. That's okay, that's cool. We even found Fake Crash. Maybe, if I'm that close to finishing, I can actually show off Spyro. If I understand the requirements for unlocking him. Take that. So yeah, Crash talks gibberish apparently, but I haven't yet heard him say, "Whoa! Whoa!" His classic catchphrase. I really like the way he says "whoa." I'm serious. It's great. Crash Bandicoot. Good times. Maybe the music's just drowning out the voices too much, but I'm sure Crash does have barks when things happen in this game, like the boosts. And listening. Of course, there's Aku Aku's Ubuga! Classic sound effects. Alright, so that's that. Now up to Geary's challenge. The final boss race before Velo, I assume. Just so you know, very few races have ever won all 12 trophies. Geary of Technique, pinnacle of robotics. Okay, so that other guy wasn't a robot, but this one is. Oh yes, only a robot can achieve perfection. Apparently. Notice how I'm not bothering doing any silly accents anymore. Sorry about that. I really do enjoy it. Too bad. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Brandon's got to go. Thanks for hanging around. Yes, you should come to my streams more, but you've made a very valuable contribution to this one. So thanks for sticking around, and see you next time. And see you in the Discord. Bugger me. Owie! Okay, that was a crash noise. Good. He definitely has a voice. He says things. They just don't happen to be English words. Oh, yeah, that's a mistake. Staying directly behind. Oh. Oh, wee. Oh, he's throwing bombs forwards. A lot of other bosses just drop TNT behind him. Oh, no. Okay, at least I got the boost off that. Ah! Oh, come on, Geary. What are you doing to me, man? Whoops. No, it's... Yeah, maybe. So there's only one other I need to focus on. Ah! Something else happens. No, his own bomb hit my bomb. Yeah, that wasn't too hard actually. Let's save these rockets for if I fall behind me. Like so. Missed. Ah, missed again. Ah, no, that was the worst thing that could have happened. Ah, damn. Yeah. To him? I missed him. No! Geary missed off. Missed. Whoa, 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 whoa! Alright, this music is bad, says Tony. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I don't know if my voice is actually synced with the game audio that you can hear. If it's not, sorry. But I'm just making the music even worse, I guess, so that was what I intended. Ah. Wowee! Bang. Oh, unfair. Unsportsmanlike. Well, I guess I should say sporting would be the gender neutral term. So the most annoying thing is that you can only see like 20 meters in front of you of the track before it pops in. It does tend to make it difficult unless you're keeping an eye on the minimap. Did he just fall off the track? I think he did. That was pretty great. We're doing well. Keep our shield up. Good fundamentals. Just don't worry about drifting this thing. Oh, my shield ran out. But I think I'm far enough ahead that I don't really need to worry about his bombs too much at the moment. I should get more Whompers. Keep that lead. Because his bombs are a powerful weapon for him staying ahead. And if I don't get hit by them, then that's good. Obviously. Oh, I forgot that with the shield. Pressing the item button when you have a shield like that throws it away from you as a weapon. I was trying to throw a bomb behind it. Oh no! Boost. Look at the track. Yes, we got this sewn up. Beautiful. Woo! Tim says the other bosses weren't this stupid. Yeah, but we did it. There we go. Okay. Woo! Go Team Bandicoot. Low res screenshots. teambandicoot.jpg. Alright, here we go. I guess I'm gonna stick with Crash. Because I'm intermediate. All 4 galactic keys. With these you can win the circus. Yeah, that should definitely be win the circuit. Win the circus? That doesn't mean anything. Of course I gotta face Wizpig. He even looks like Wizpig. Of course I should stress again that Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1 is the actual game that was inspired by Diddy Kong Racing. Crash Nitro Kart was inspired by Crash Team Racing. So I really should be looking into that for and with big analogs, etc. Yeah. Oh. Bad. Oh no, he has to be on screen to shoot a missile at him. He's not as crazy as with Pig. So he dropped an ice and a TNT. So he's dropping all sorts of things. Maybe the ice was a... Oh, I got caught in the own blast, matey. Yeah, maybe he gets items as well as his natural, always TNT stuff. At least it's not Geary's bombs. Or he might have another thing to throw at me if he's ahead. If I'm ahead. Okay, he's throwing bombs too. He just said something, I'm not sure what. Might be too low in my headphones. I can take this guy. I like the warping thing. Pac-Man World Rally did a little bit of that. Going between different environments, it's a fun idea. Oh, he's got the bombs. Just stand directly behind him. You can see his character sprite being pulled off to the right there as he went through the warp. Oh, I did it again. Forgot that bomb will of course blow me up. Ah. Yeah, good stuff. Good, good, good. Oops. Oh, is there a way, maybe if I hop I can get out of that ice too? It's okay, I'm not too far behind. So, with luck, I can still play this. This probably looked more impressive on console. I'm gonna say that again. And possibly the music was a little better too. Sorry, Shannon, but could have made the loop a little longer here. Oh, he slowed down now. So on the mini-map, what is that? Just don't go directly behind him. Oh! Or directly in front of him. Okay, come on. So close. Yeah, I'll save here. Cheating. Haha, see? See how I did that? Oh, maybe we can do this. Nah. Maybe if I... No, not like that. Yeah, no, there's no way I was doing that. So we'll try it again. You should totally stream tag teams, says Tony. It's a lot of fun and just plain weird. What platforms was the tag team on? I prefer something that is more like Diddy Kong Racing than something that is a bit less like it. I'd actually be more inclined to stream the original Crash Team Racing, but I feel like playing this has that covered for a while, so maybe not for a bit. This isn't a Mr. Nuts or a Bubsy situation where I'm going to play all the games in a row. So yeah, I'd be interested to look a bit more into it, but I got too many other interesting things to play at the moment. That has a homing effect. Good to know. Yeah, take that. Oh, didn't quite get the drift off. Ooh, that was... Oh, you're so lame. It's okay. We're could still recover. You must recover. Oops. Yes! Okay, save here. Save state, dude. Yep, done. Given says this is not a Xanius WizPix level. I agree. But I remember his first one more than his second. The one where you're sort of running beside a river. Well, he's running. He's on foot running beside a river. Yeah, stuff happens. You're driving, of course. The second one was one of those future-y space ones where he's in a plane, right? Or he's in a UFO, or I know you're in a plane. Yeah. I didn't ever play all the way through Diddy Kong Racing myself, but I definitely played DS, Diddy Kong Racing DS. Great game, underrated. Everyone goes, oh, it's got touchscreen things, it sucks. But, you know, it's fine. It has extra courses. It adds Taj and Viz Pig as playable characters. Whoa! That was pretty intense. Alright, so we're this far from the end. I think I'll save here. A rocket, that's right, he's on a big rocket, thank you. It's got a course creator tool, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's extra TT races in each world that use the aesthetic of the course creator, which is like a cloudy background. It's got Dixie and Tiny, which is nice. But of course they had to cut Banjo and Conker to get that, so might be a net loss, but But Dixie is my favorite con, so I've got to give it bonus points for that. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know. People just sort of think it's overlooked. You know, yeah, the models are actually lower res and stuff. The DS is not the best platform to put 64 games on because it couldn't quite handle it. Like, a lot of 64 games were ported, or a few were ported to DS and 3DS. The 3DS ones turn out slightly better, you know, in terms of graphics and all that. And the DS one's slightly worse, is the general rule. But, you know, there's still a few fun extras in Diddy Kong Racing DS. Make it good, make it worthwhile. As if. I didn't run into that ice thing. It's only because my character sprite was transported off the left side of the screen for this stupid teleportation effect. Okay. Close. I thought I had time, but I didn't. Oh, yeah, that's bad. Don't let this game destroy you, says Tony. Don't give up. It's okay. I'm keeping it cool. I'm trying to tell what he says when he hits me with an item like that. He's got a little voice clip, but I can't make it out. Like, you're lazy or something. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hopping, it doesn't work. Lies. Oh yeah, I can't pull that out. Okay, we can do this. You are just being played with now, system. No, he's playing right into my trap. What? I meant for that to happen. It's fine. Don't even worry. Yeah, take that. Yeah, now he's in charge. Now he's the boss. Something like a blame. I think that's what he's saying. I think that's me. Possibly you drive like a lady. Which is pretty sexist of you, Velo. Just because you're an evil galactic space opera. A lot like Whisper, actually. So, you know, he has a similar appearance and the same backstory as Whispeak. I think it's intentional. I don't actually think. Can I still... There seems to be some rubber banding going on here. He didn't get too far ahead of me there. Whoops. This is not horrible, Tony. It's just difficult. Properly difficult, as you'd expect a final boss to be. I think it's fine. It's not even as difficult as Whispeak, actually. I'm using save states. Whoops. Ah, bad. No, let's keep on. It's not too late. He drops an ice thing in midair in the warp and you just automatically hit it. It's crazy. I think that's the only unfair thing about this boss race. Can anyone else make out what he's saying about that? Oh! Okay, at least he got knocked out too. Rude. Okay. Don't hit me. Oh, that bomb. No. Don't bomb me. Damn it! Didn't realize we were that close to the end. Yes. I actually got a boost there. Oh, thrilling. This is thrilling. Come on. Yes. Ah, no. Yeah. I like this. I like this game. It's a good game. Play this game. This is the end, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Why is rubber banding a thing? Tony says this is not as bad as Whispeak. No, Tony says Whispeak was easy as heck. Oops. Sorry, I won't change. Yes. You didn't get me. You didn't get me! Okay, I'm ahead. Safe. Yes! Genius. Tony's telling me to look up the ending cutscene for the GCN version. Maybe after this. Hey, there we go. Let's give Spyro a go. I'm the first to have won the Galactic Circus. Apart from you? I guess he put it on. You put on quite a show. Am I right, everyone? Yay! I like the gremlins. They're cute. You are now free to go. Great! Send us home. Earth? No, no, no. My empire is yours and all that comes with it. Ooh. Okay. Conker's Bad Fur Day ending. Crash becomes king of the galaxy. Fine. Okay, Crash, time to go home. What? What just happened? Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And yeah, that's the end. Okay, excellent. Let's check out Spyro and then we'll be done. Yeah. Yeah, that's silly. Alright, medium. Check him out. Isn't that good? He just doesn't really fit a car, does he? He's the pedals. He can't even reach the pedals. And where is his tail? Yeah, that's definitely not the right vehicle for Spyro. Where would Spyro feel at home? I don't know. How about... yeah, deep sea driving. Gibbon saying ha ha ha. Is that what you think that Velo was saying in his voice clips? Look at that. Spyro in a Crash game. Beautiful. I don't know if Spyro has any voice clips. That was pretty chaotic. Okay, Crash, time to go home. Maybe he's just laughing at the quality of the ending. Okay, Crash, time to go home. Damn. Yes, Sam's still going. We just finished the game. I don't know if you missed the ending cutscene, but Crash Bandicoot became the king of the Galactic Empire, which was the prize for winning the Galactic Circus race from Velo. Over Velo, before he beat Velo in a race, basically. Claimed ownership of the Galactic Empire. And then they just went home. So yeah, it was a bit strange, but that's the ending of the game. I wonder what happens when Team Evil wins, because then Neo Cortex will become Galactic Emperor of the galaxy, or whatever Velo is supposed to be. But I'm glad your 5-year-old is enjoying it. Oh wow, I've been going a long time, I just noticed. I guess I was too wrapped up in this game, captured my imagination. It is a good game, I think. Yeah, time to wrap this up. No. Happen. Get some other time. There we go. Yes, I'll look up the evil ending on YouTube, but that's not part of the stream. I'll just look that up for myself. Nice mugshot of Spyro there. Good. Spyro.jpg. Here we go. Look at them sprites scaling, not scaling. It's just like a pseudo 3D effect by having a bunch of pre-rendered sprites at different angles and then like cycling between them as you turn around. It's been done since, you know, Super Mario Kart, but even Mario Kart 64 did the same thing. It looks okay. Could have more frames, but you know, sometimes you got limitations. Anyway, that's it. That was Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart on the GBA. Thanks everyone for watching, everyone who showed up. It was really great having you in the chat and talking about the game and other stuff. Everybody look up the ending cutscene for the GameCube version or PS2 version or whatever. Good and Evil. And see that because it's cool, I guess. But yeah, see you next time for more weird games, hopefully. Hopefully they're weird and entertaining. It might just be boring. But that's the gamble you have on my stream. Okay, so thanks for joining me. See you next time.